Hi guys, and welcome back to chengisworld. I am back in my bedroom. This is where I started recording these videos, and I just really want to welcome you guys back. So for those of you who are always watching, welcome back. And yes, I love you, I love you, I love you. And yes, I know I say it too much, but too much is always better than not enough. And also, I just want to welcome all of you guys who are new to this channel, and I just want to say to you guys, welcome. Make sure you subscribe and hit the like button if you like this video, and leave a comment and introduce yourself to me. I'd love to meet you guys, and I love to chat with you. So today's video is a strawberry letter from Angel. And she writes to me and says, I hope you're doing well. I really appreciate you uploading videos so consistently. I do my best. It's a bit of a hard task, but I do my best. Your advice helps me through a lot. I wanted to ask if you could maybe do a video on having trust issues in relationship. I find it's very difficult to trust guys, although I haven't done anything, although they haven't done anything to me yet to confirm that fear of mine. For example, like I've never been cheated on or being deceived. I just think of many ways a guy could fool or deceive me, and that makes me emotionally unavailable. I hear about so many things other people, friends have experienced, so I get very careful. But how will I ever be able to trust a guy and be able to fall in love without fearing or regretting it? Wow. So thank you so much, Angel, for writing to me. I'm still waiting for the rest of you guys' messages. I have a few in my inbox, but you guys haven't given me permission to share yet. So if you have emailed me, you have to give me permission to share, because I don't want to just take it in my hands and share your stories with everybody. So let's get going answering Angel's question. We have a few issues going on here, Angel, and the one thing that I have to say is no one should really enter into a relationship giving absolute trust to somebody, because trust is something that is earned over a period of time. And therefore, we shouldn't just assume that a guy can be trusted. But I understand that you are coming into the situation from the other extreme where no guy can be trusted. And somehow, when you come in with that mindset and you come into a relationship with that thought process, two things happen. You put that guy to the test all the time. You constantly test him, which obviously pushes him away eventually. Or like you said, you become emotionally unavailable and you start to create unnecessary barriers. So you're not really allowing yourself or him to show you whether or not he is trustworthy or not. It's easier to enter into a relationship at a neutral, not knowing whether you can trust or not trust somebody, because here's the thing. Actions will always speak louder than words. It's never what a guy says, it's what he does. It's not what he professes, it's what he does. Because men's actions are a lot more powerful than the things that they say. And it's your job, like I say in all of my videos, to protect yourself, and it's your job to check for those character things that you want to see. So number one, what you need to do is write down on a piece of paper, what does trust look like to you? Often we want to trust somebody, but we don't know what it looks like. Does it look like being honest? Does it look like being consistent? What does it look like? When will you know absolutely in your heart when you can trust someone? When will it be, you know what, I can trust him? What are the qualities you look for in a man that make you feel like you can trust him? So you need to have those, because for me they'll be different, for somebody else they'll be different. So that's one exercise, very practical thing that you can do. What does trust look like? What does a trustworthy man look like? What does he exhibit? And then you can begin to look for those character traits. Now, I never encourage anyone to write a list of what an untrustworthy person is, because if you're looking for negative, you will find it. If you're looking for positive, you will find it. And if that person is truly trustworthy, they will begin to tick a lot of your personal boxes. The other thing I want to talk about is your neurological pathways, is your thinking. One of the things that you say in your email is, I always think. Now, Cindy Trim says something that's really interesting. She says, what's the one thing that you could change that would change everything? And the answer is your mind. You can change your thinking and you can change your mind, and that changes everything. So what you need to be looking at is, what are your thought process? Now, what you've done is created a neurological pathway. You have no personal experience of somebody cheating on you, but what you have done is hung around people or entertained people or have people in your life, family and friends we've had that experience and therefore formed a neurological pathway. That is, as a neurological pathway, to explain that, is like if you were to stand in front of a bush and, you know, really high grass, or in a forest and you're standing there, what you're going to naturally do is your mind is naturally going to follow a trodden path. So if there's grass that has sort of been trodden on and a path has been created by people simply stepping on there consistently, your mind we're programmed to follow that path. We don't know if that path is lions, we don't know if that path leads to a ditch, we don't know if where that path truly leads, but we just feel like because it's been walked on before, our natural alarm wiring makes us go towards that. And that is a neurological pathway. That is a pathway that has been preset for you. So you are either born or have friends or people around you who have been hurt and walked down that path. Therefore, your thoughts, your beliefs are that men are untrustworthy, and your thoughts are, I can't trust you, and therefore your outcomes are closed. You can't keep a relationship, you can't be healthy or happy in a relationship. So what do we do to correct neurological pathways? First thing is we begin to analyze our belief systems. We ask ourselves, what do I believe? And then we begin to create different types of beliefs. I've spoken about this in my other video, but it all comes down to self-talk. What are you saying to yourself? So what I recommend you do is write a set of affirmations concerning yourself and begin to say, I attract men that are trustworthy, kind, generous, whatever the qualities that you want from a man that you attract. And if this, you know, in the list that you've written that I asked you to write the first time, write a list. That list becomes your affirmation. I attract men that are kind, that are on time, that are consistent, that are considerate, blah, blah, blah. I attract these kind of men into my life. I attract them into my heart. And that, if you do that every day, morning and night, you will find that you will begin to have a different self-talk. And then begin to guard your heart and mind and begin to listen and consciously listen to the thoughts that are going on in your head and affirm them with and change them and flip them over. You can't stop your mind thinking negative, but you can reinforce a negative thought and cover it over with a positive thought, because a positive thought has so much more energy and so much more power than a negative thought. And eventually you will drown out the voices of the negative. The other thing that you need to do once you've done your affirmations is really begin to look at the people that you hang around. Clearly, what you need is to be around people with healthy and happy relationships. So you want to start to attract people in your life, and this is also part of your affirmation. I attract couples and women in my life who have beautiful relationships, who have healthy relationships. Part of who we are, they say, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. The people we surround ourselves, the 5 people that we surround ourselves, our lives will be a complete reflection of theirs. Our earnings will be a reflection of theirs. Our struggles will be a reflection of theirs. So you need to really be thinking about and looking at how you can change your friendships. You can't, if you can help them and if they're willing to grow and learn, they can become part of your exercise, and together you can grow together. But if, you know, one thing I found with women that have been hurt is we like to pity party. We like to hang around and share stories. We like to claim I am a victim. And it's a nice little thing of us hurt girls. But actually it doesn't help us and it doesn't allow us to grow. And sometimes in life, if you're going to grow, there's just some people and some mentalities that you need to leave behind. And I know it's hard, but you're better off on your own with the right mindset and creating for yourself a new world. There's a scripture that says, I cannot put new wine into old wineskins. And that's God saying you can't do it. You know, he's like the maker of heaven and earth, and he's saying you can't put new wine into old wineskins. And old wineskins represents relationships, they represent mindsets, they represent just everything that represents your life currently is an old wineskin, and you're asking for new wine. You want something new, you want to think differently, and you want a new experience from the one that you're having. So therefore you have to really think about the relationships in your life. Are these people relevant to where you are going? And then the next thing that you just need to do is really just begin to believe that you are worthy of somebody trustworthy. I really believe that the things that I've given to you are really practical in this video, because they would truly help if you put them into practice. And so for everyone out there, because we all fall prey and fall victim to other people's mentalities and other people's neurological pathways. And until we've carved our own experience, it's very difficult to break out, even our finances, our relationships, life in general, if we are hanging around people who have a low belief and who don't believe in relationships, and in healthy relationships. We will find ourselves in that place. And I used to be a little bit like that. I used to love sad love songs. They were my thing. I used to really enjoy sad love songs, and I'd sing along and all by myself. I was like, shut up, you're married, you got a husband, you've got a family, you've got so many people around you. But I just used to love sad love songs until I realized that actually I was allowing those songs to form neurological pathways. And it's so funny because it seems like just a little bit of fun. I love the melody, I love the angst in the songs, but in earnest and in honesty, it was affecting my thought processes, which is affecting my outcomes. So everything in life is about questioning the status quo, questioning the thought process. There are a plenty. And this is an affirmation that I started to take on a lot later in my life and dating path. And that was, there are plenty, abundant, good men out there that want to do right by a woman, that want to look after a woman, that want to care for her emotionally, spiritually, in every way possible. There are men out there. We just need to be open to them and open our eyes to them and allow our reticular activating system, our ability to discern and to zone in on what is good, to be different. So that's from me to you. I hope this video was really helpful, honey, and I'll see you guys soon in my next video. So keep those letters coming in and see if I can help you guys with your romantic dilemmas. Until then, I'll see you again on my next video. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe. Love you lots. Take care. Bye bye now.